Namaskar. This is Mr. Gangadhar Sahu. You are watching Hetu Gyan channel. Today, in this video, we shall be discussing astrology. Friends, some of my viewers, they requested me to prepare another video on astrology and explain to them whether astrology is a science or not. Because many of us in our day-to-day life confront with some kind of discussion or debate on astrology. Many people believe astrology as a science, many people disbelieve it and decline it. Today, in this video, I'll be discussing astrology in the backdrop of science and social science. We'll try to know whether astrology is a science or it is a pseudoscience or it is a non-science. See friends, before we go to the scientific basis of astrology, we must understand what astrology is. What is the Aadhar of astrology? For a common man, astrology is the subject or practice of some of the people to predict the future. Future of whom? Future of what? This is the prediction of future of human events, terrestrial events and social events. What are the human events? The astrologers, they predict about the human beings. That means they predict the birth, the death, marriage, then the personality, one's business, employment, promotion, blah blah blah. And about the terrestrial events, they claim to predict some of the natural calamity like flood, earthquake, cyclone, tsunami, and very recently endemic, pandemic, epidemic, blah blah blah. They also claim to predict some of the social events. What are these social events? These social events are elections, sports events. In elections, they predict the defeat or victory of some candidate or the political parties. In sports events, they also predict the defeat or the victory of some sports persons or the tally of some of the countries also. So, this is how they claim to predict the future of human events, terrestrial events and social events. Now let us understand what is the Aadhar of astrology, what is the basis of astrology, what is the foundation of astrology. The very foundation or Aadhar or basis of astrology is zodiac. What do they mean by zodiac? They mean to say that zodiac is a constellation. It consists of 9 planets. They are located in their different places and they move in a chartered path. That is called zodiac route or zodiac path. And they say these planets, they have some kind of divine influence or gravitational influence or electromagnetic influence on human beings and the planet Earth. This is the basis or the Aadhar of astrology. Based on this, the astrologers claim that they can predict something, and the core of their prediction is the place and date of birth of some person. Correct? So now we understood what is meant by astrology and what is the Aadhar of astrology. Now we'll go to postmortem, analyze, make dissection of astrology in the backdrop of science and social science. First, we will discuss astrology vis-a-vis astronomy. I mean, you must be understanding that astronomy is not astrology or astrology is not astronomy. But many of you must be confusing between the two. Astronomy is a study of the planet, stars, other celestial bodies. But astrology is the impact of some of the planets on human beings and the earth. Let us understand what both studies say. Astrology says that earth is the center of universe. Other planets revolve around the earth. Do you agree? Is it correct? No, not. Because science has proved it wrong. Science and astronomy, they say it's a heliocentric system, solar system. That means sun is at the center of the solar system and other planets are revolving around sun. This is called heliocentric. So heliocentric is opposed to geocentric and heliocentric is true, geocentric is false. This has been proved by science. Number 2, the astrologers claim that sun is a planet. Do you agree? No. Science say sun is a star, not a planet. Astrologers say moon is a planet. But this is not acceptable to science. Astronomy say, no, moon is not a planet. It's a satellite only. Again, astrologers claim that there are two planets named Rahu and Ketu. Do you agree? Again, science says no, they are not existent at all. They do not figure in the sky. Science disproves all these claims. And very interesting is about Saturn. Astrology says Saturn is an ugly and deadly planet. It is very harmful. But astronomy says just the opposite. Astronomy says Saturn is a very beautiful and harmless planet. This is how astronomy and astrology are opposed to each other. Now come to the next point. The very basis or Aadhar, I said that it is zodiac. Astronomy says, falsifies that. Astronomy says, what is zodiac? It is a subjective perception of the observer only. You are standing on the earth, looking at the sky, finding some stars, and you conceptualize, you imagine that it is a constellation. They are moving in this direction. This is the house of Saturn. This is the house of Jupiter. This is the house of Mars, etc., etc. That is your subjective perception. And astronomers say, if the observer is taken to Mars, then he can't find this zodiac. If the observer is taken away from Earth and placed in the moon, he can't find it. If the observer is taken to the space, like this Richard and Jeff Bezos of Amazon, did they find the zodiac there? No, they can't find it. That means it's a subjective perception or imagination, that is zodiac. So, by analyzing astronomy versus astrology, we find that astrology has no legs to stand. It has no Aadhar. It has no scientific foundation. This is how we analyzed astrology versus astronomy. Now we'll go to another science, that is physics. Because very often you might have heard these astrologer friends, they mouth some scientific jargons, science jargons. They take the name of science like planets, stars, then gravitational influence, electromagnetic influence, etc. etc. What do they say? They say the moon, the sun, and other planets, they exert some kind of a gravitational influence on the human beings. Okay, we know the Newton's law of gravitation. It depends upon the mass and the distance. To simply put it, very simply to explain this, more mass, less distance, more pull. That means if it is a huge mass, between the two masses there is less distance, then there is more attraction, more gravitational force. And if the distance is more, then the attraction is less, gravitational force is less. This is understood now. Then we will go to the planets. These planets, the zodiac planets, 9 planets, they are placed or situated billions and trillions kilometers away from you, me, and our planet Earth. Correct? So the quantum or the quantity of gravitational force that they will be leaving on us is insignificant because distance is so huge. The scientists say because these are the planets of the masses, similarly other masses are near us, like your wall, your building, your mall, your school building, your office building, the mountain near your village or your town, your Khandagiri, your Dhavalgiri, your Ratnagiri, or your Himalaya. These are near you. So compared to the masses of the planets, the masses of the mountains near you must be having more gravitational force. So the basis, the claim of the astrologers that these planets of the zodiac must be having some kind of tremendous influence on the persons or the planet is not maintainable. Sounds very illogical, unscientific, untenable, non-maintainable. Correct? Then what other things they vouch for? The astrologers. These friends again talk of some other science jargons. That is electromagnetic influence. Yes, it may be true that some planets like Jupiter, Saturn might be emitting certain electromagnetic radiation. Let us assume that. But again, scientists say the electromagnetic gadgets near you are not less in number. Your watch, your clock, your smartphone, your TV, your laptop, your desktop, then your fridge, so many things around you are also having electromagnetic radiation. Even when a baby is born in a hospital, around that baby, you must be having electromagnetic gadgets, electrical appliances like ultrasound machine, X-ray machine, TV, fridge, fan, so many other things. So these electrical and electromagnetic gadgets must be creating, leaving, emitting more radiation than the radiation that you expect from the planets located trillions and trillions kilometers away from that baby. So, it is the conclusion of the scientist that the electromagnetic influence of these planets is insignificant and it has no bearing on the human beings. This is how the scientists refute the claim of the astrologers. The next thing they say, how can the planets be selective in influencing the human beings? On the planet Earth, there are other living beings like birds, animals, insects, plants. Why the planets are not touching them? How can they be so selective, so choosy? So, this is not acceptable to the scientists. So, physics concludes that the very Aadhar or claim of astrology is unscientific. We'll go to another subject, that is biotechnology or genetic engineering. See, my friends, some of the astrologers, they claim that they have the prediction capability, power to tell about the personality of a person by looking at the horoscope and knowing the date and place of his birth. That means they can look at your horoscope and tell what kind of person you are, what is your temperament, when are you getting married, who is going to be your better half, when are you going to meet an accident, blah blah blah. But with regard to this trait, temperament, talent, etc., etc., is your horoscope responsible? Is your place of birth responsible? Is your time of birth responsible? No. The biologists, the genetic engineers, they say it is not the place of birth, time of birth, rather it is the X factor, the Y factor which are responsible. What do I mean by X factor and Y factor? It is the X and Y chromosomes. They are responsible for your build and personality. It is the nature and nurture of the child. It is the DNA and the RN that decide the trait and temperament of a person. The IQ, EQ, SQ, etc., etc. are decided by the gene of the person, not by the place of birth of a person. This is how the genetic engineering or the biotechnology says. So what do you believe now? Is the astrology correct or it is the biotechnology which is correct? Tell me. So biotechnology disputes the claim of astrology. We'll go to another subject, that is biology or time of birth. Nowadays, the birth of a child can be preponed or postponed. The doctors, they ask for the choice of the parents. Okay, dear so and so, when do you like to have your baby? So they accordingly plan the conception and the delivery. If they want to delay the delivery, they can administer some medicine and it can be delayed. If you want a baby early, so they can go for cesarean and have a baby. So, as per your choice, suitability of time, the birth is decided now. So, where is the divine and determined, predetermined influence of these planetary forces? Is it possible? Is it happening or not? See. Then another thing, when are you claiming that it is the time? Where is the time? Whose time? It is the time of the watch of the midwife or the doctor or the wall clock. Whose time is correct? So there are many controversies involved in the time of birth. And as I told you, the time can be advanced, it can be delayed also. So this is how the biology also decides that astrology is not scientific, not correct, not to be believed. Now we'll go to another subject, that is economics. Economics is a social science. Economics says about the profit, loss, etc., etc. You know, these astrologers, they pursue a business or a trade without any investment. So the economists say that astrology is a business or a vapor without any investment. Zero investment, full profits. And there is no money guarantee policy or money back offer if the predictions fail, did not appear to be right. Then there is no guarantee of money back. Then it's a good business. No risk, no investment, full business. This is how the economists look at astrology. The psychologists have their also opinion. The psychologists say these astrologers, they are very shrewd and cunning people. They get the clue from the client and they read the mind of these people. They know that these people have come to them because they are in problem or distress. So accordingly, they collect, they get the clue, they elicit their problems from their mouth, then they start giving prescriptions. And what kind of prescriptions they give? They give some generic prescriptions. The statement that they make is applicable to one and all. Like they say, Mr. So and so, see, you are in a problem and you have to this or that. Saturn is at this place, Jupiter is this place, Moon is at this place, this doso, that doso. Okay, they will just terrorize you, they will just scare you, and that is a kind of exploitation, mental exploitation, psychological exploitation. And after doing that, they will start collecting money from you. The psychologists say the kind of statement that they make, these are generic and which is called Barnum effect. This is Barnum effect because one study was conducted by Mr. Barnum and he has given this name of Barnum effect. What is this? They say, Mr. So and so, you are capable of doing so many things, wonderful things, attending everything, but you are not utilizing your optimum capacity or potential. You say, who is utilizing his optimum 100% capacity or potential? So this is a generic statement. They will say, see Mr. So and so, you are very friendly, you are a very nice guy, but when you confront some unknown person, you become skeptical. Everybody becomes skeptical seeing an unknown man, unknown person. What is new in that? But this is again another generic statement. They will say, see Mr. So and so, you have got a very good wife, but many a time you are picking up quarrel with your better half. And this is actually putting you into some kind of discomfort and mental agony. You do one thing, you try to patch up with your better half. You try to do this and that so that you can win the heart of your better half. Who is not having a quarrel or dispute with one's better half? This is again very generic statement. They will say, Mr. So and so, you are an employee of this company or this government, but be careful about your boss, your colleagues, your subordinates. They may put you in some trouble. Right? Everybody is conscious and cautious about it. What is so funny and new about it? What is so scientific about it that they are prescribing? So these are generic statements and these are called Barnum effects. Why Barnum effects? Because what Mr. Astrologer told, that is applicable to me, to you, to Tom, Dicky, Hari, Ram, Dam, Sam, everybody. So, but we get carried away, we get swayed by their statement. We think that, wow, what a chamatkar. How did Mr. Astrologer know? So we get astonished. There is nothing to be astonished. There is nothing to be taken aback about it. So this is how the psychologists, they say that there is no scientific foundation of astrology. Then we'll go to the common sense kind of thing. Many people should apply their common sense. Like, you can find in the newspaper for any kind of Rasi, this the statements you can see, today it is so, after 2 days the same thing is written, and the same Rasi in one newspaper one thing, another newspaper another thing. There is nothing but you read and you relate yourself to that and you get the satisfaction that it is about you. So there is lack of common sense in that. And quite often what happens, listen to this, what I say very carefully. 10 people, they consulted the astrologer. 10 people. 9 people found it wrong. They kept quiet. One man found it right. That one man went around gossiping, advertising, drumming, publicizing that Mr. So and so is a good astrologer, tantric, bhavishya bhakta, fortune teller, trikaladasi, blah 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 blah. Bas, see the kind of advertisement. 9 people, they kept quiet and they found fault with them, not with the astrologer or the astrologer. This is how the astrology thrives. It is because of you. Lack of common sense and the common people. And what happens? The common people, they have a hard mentality. When they find some educated man, some respectable man, some affluent man, some page 3 man is consulting the astrologer, they also get attracted. They also follow the same path. This is how astrology thrives. But I tell you, this astrology has no scientific basis at all. Friends, I would like to tell you about the prediction of 2 famous astrologers. Of these 2, one is world famous, world class. She is Mrs. Susan Miller. She is based in America. She is a world class, world famous astrologer because many people around the world know her who believe in astrology. Why I quote her? Why I name her here? Because she predicted that the year 2020 would be a year of peace, progress and prosperity. That was her prediction. But you know what happened to the year 2020? Year 2020 came out to be a year of unhappiness, agony, unrest, unemployment, endemic, epidemic, pandemic. That means The prediction of world famous astrologer Mrs. Susan Miller was found to be incorrect, wrong. Then come to India. Who is the famous astrologer of India? You must be knowing. He is Mr. Bajan Darwala. Bajan Darwala predicted that coronavirus will vanish, disappear, with effect from 21st May 2020. What happened? Corona is still there, but Mr. Bajan Darwala passed away on 29th May 2020. See his prediction is no more. His prediction didn't come out to be true, and he also did not survive also. This is how the prediction of the world class and India class astrologers. Now it is up to you, my dear friends. You accept it or you don't accept it. Decision is yours. When you are confronted with this kind of dilemma, it is up to you to decide whether you want to go for blood test or horoscope test in case of your marriage. You want to do the temperament matching or the Rashi matching for finding a partner. You want to see the result in your action or in the horoscope writing. It is up to you. You also decide if you want to believe that your life is a PDF format file or an editable format file. Your destiny, fate is in your hand, in your mind, or it is written in the palm leaf horoscope, and it is best known to the astrologer. You decide that. You conclude it. Thank you for watching this video. And I hope by now you must have made up your mind. You must have formed your opinion. So feel free to post your comments. I'll be happy to come with many more videos of this kind of debatable topics and subjects, and I request all of you to keep their eyes, ears, mind open so that there will be healthy discussion, healthy debate, and all of us can move towards truth. Thank you very much. Namaskar.